faces, almost time for places. Thank you, 5.
5 minutes to places.
Thank you, 5.
Five. So, Sam,
What's going on?
getting ready for a show.
Man,
Um, you remember the first artistic experience you had? The one that
um,
made you feel like you wanted to do this kind of work?
yeah. I probably about 2007, I was at my church and I was on the praise and worship team, and the lady came after church was over and she tapped me. She's like, Sam, and I'm like, yes, ma'am. And she was like, I want you to be in a play. I want you to come audition for a play that we about to do. And I think there's a part I think you'd be good for. So I was like, why you think I would be good for that? I've never done a play in my life. And she was like, I just think, your personality and stuff like that, I think it'll be a good fit for you. I was like, all right, I'll try it. I did it. And ever since then, I was like hooked.
What was the play?
It was called The Prodigal Daughter. And I
Oh,
played an agent of Christ who
okay.
was trying to basically help this girl out. She had a rough life, depressed, husband cheating on her with her best friend. She's going through a lot of stuff. It was just like giving up on God, basically.
Okay.
Um, and I was there to like let her know that, God is here for you. All men aren't the same. I wasn't trying to date her or nothing like that, but just let her know that there's some good guys out there. You don't need to give up just because your husband was a whatever negative word you want to put in that little parentheses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yep.
So, so you so you started doing that, you just started getting more into it and more into the theater and so is like God an inspiration for you? Is the church an inspiration for you? Like what inspires you to keep doing the shows?
You know what? Um, it probably would be so perfect to say yes, God is the greatest inspiration and da 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 da, but I would be lying, right?
Okay.
And but ever since no, like I'm a believer. Let me just say that first and foremost.
All
I'm
right.
definitely a believer in God, but um, ever since I was a kid, man, I always wanted to be in movies and on TV and stuff like that. But the kind of life that I lived and I came up with in Youngstown, Ohio, that was like I wasn't thinking about it as much. I was just thinking about like living, graduating high school,
Right.
stuff like that. And there was a lot of stuff that happened in my life coming up. But but yeah, so when I moved up here to Pittsburgh and I started going to church, um, it just so happened that a lady reached out to me and asked me to be in the play. And from that point on, I've been doing it ever since. I'm still inspired. Um, I think my inspiration changed as I got older
Mm-hmm.
because I'm still inspired to be on in movies and on TV and stuff. But I think my inspiration has changed because as a kid, I just wanted everybody to know me, right?
Okay.
But now it's different because um, I love to be able to change and be different people. I mean, like I love to have fun and make people laugh and stuff like that. But at the same time, I don't want to be typecast in that type of a role. So I would love for people to see something a little bit more serious, a little bit more dramatic, something a little bit deeper,
Mm-hmm.
more intelligent, as opposed to like some slapstick comedy or you know what I mean,
Yeah.
some romantic comedy type stuff.
Okay.
So yeah,
All
but
right.
God is always at the forefront of everything for me. Let me say that.
All right. Say it.
God is at no, I'm just playing.
So, what if you like, do you have like a dream project, a dream role? Something that you would love to work on? You mentioned some serious parts, maybe some leading man parts. Is there a
Yep.
play or a show you
Um,
want to do?
um, well, a couple of things. I would love to, first and foremost, I probably would love to be in Black Panther 2. I would love to do that. I keep my beard, I'd be M'Baku's cousin or something like that. Um, I do
Okay.
something like that. But it's probably more so we're not a dream role or anything, but just an opportunity to work with certain people.
Okay.
Of course, I would like to work with the heavy hitters like Denzel, Samuel L. Jackson, stuff like that. Um, Don Cheadle is great to me. Also like um, what's his name? Captain Jack Sparrow. Love him.
Oh, gosh, I can't remember his name. Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. That's what I said.
Yes,
Love to
that's
work
right.
with him. A Robert De Niro type cat. You know,
All right.
I like those guys, man. They're pretty dope actors. And it's crazy because as an actor, you see like a lot of the people that you watch growing up passing away,
Oh,
or
yeah.
getting so old that they don't really do movies too much anymore. And I'm like, man, you know. But yeah, those are some of the people that I would like to work with. So it's not necessarily a specific role, but just I guess a specific opportunity to work with those people.
All right. I'll put a good word in
I
with
appreciate that.
Mr. Cheadle.
Yeah.
So what do you think what's standing in your way of working with those heavy hitters?
They are, because they haven't
They
called me
are?
yet.
They're in the
they
way?
haven't they haven't called me yet.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I think right now, I think this COVID stuff has pretty much put the kibosh on a lot of things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I think this COVID stuff put the kibosh on a lot of things. Cause like I was back in March, I was planning on going to LA for a month, and
Okay.
I was just going to audition for any and everything. But COVID-19 was like, go ahead and sit down somewhere, and I was like, okay. So I went on ahead and sat down somewhere.
Well, we all been told to sit down.
Right.
You need to take a couple seats.
How many pins you got for that hair?
Well, I got a lot of hair. I got a lot of hair going on here, and pin curling this. You remember how long it took me to do my hair for Miss Julie?
Listen, even when we went down to the National Black Theater Festival, I was like, man, we had to wait 2 hours for that hair to
I
get right.
know. I had to get the hair right. You know how Miss Julie does. You don't want to cross her.
I know that's right.
So, wow, that was so much fun. That was so
Mhm.
much fun going down there. You have anybody whose work that you love, anybody around here whose work you want to see more of, that you are really, digging right now?
Yeah. Um, one of my favorite shows that I just watched was, I think it's called One Night in Miami.
Okay.
Man, that was a
Wow.
dope show. I think,
At City?
yeah, City Theater put that on. That was off the chain.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was so dope. I really like what Pittsburgh Playwrights Theater did with Miss Julie, Clarissa, and John.
I never heard of it.
Love that. I doubt if you would like it. Um,
She sounds hideous.
she was, but no. I think you would like that. Yeah, Pittsburgh Playwrights. They've been doing a lot of dope stuff. Bricolage, working with them.
Mm.
Um, like that. Listen, that immersive. Shh, it's so crazy, man. Because I keep thinking about all the things that you have to adapt to and change with
Yeah.
that that came with a show like that.
Yeah.
I'm mad because I feel like we should have had like a notebook, and just like every night everybody should have wrote down something that was crazy, like before the show even starts, the board members trying to shut down,
Yeah. Yeah. That was
shut
wild.
everything down.
That's wild. It
I hope I
is.
got another. I hope I got another. Oh man, I should have touched all my props. Mm.
Uh-oh. You got time.
Places!
Oh no, you don't.
Oh shh.
Shoot. It's
It's
showtime.
showtime.
All right. Have a great show, my
All
dear.
right, you too. Break a leg, babe.
All right.